Welcome to FNA Presents. I'm your host, Fred Von Doom, and today we're talking about the Avengers Doomsday trailer.
You're listening to FNA Presents Boom Shakalaka.
Marvel dropped the second trailer, or the special look, as they call it, for Avengers Doomsday. And we go from a broken man to an army of Sentinels. Meanwhile, the God of Thunder gets the Goku treatment. But before we get into any of that, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because we like to talk about Marvel around here. And I'm waiting for your input down in the comments because I know you've seen way more than I have. So let me know. Now, the trailer opens up with Doom sitting on his throne with green magic radiating from the floor. Now, most likely this is his Latvian castle. Close up of Sue Storm talking about Victor.
Victor was always the smartest guy in every room. He used to be different. He used to be kind. He used to be caring. But then, everything he loved was taken from him. I knew he was lost, but I did not realize that he was broken.
This opening dialogue confirms that the Fantastic Four knew Dr. Doom and that they have a history with each other. In the comics, Victor and Reed went to college together and had a healthy rivalry until Victor ran an experiment to try and save his mother. Reed warned him it was not ready and the numbers were not lining up. Victor refused Reed and ran it anyway, leading to a catastrophic accident that scarred him for the rest of his life. Next, we get a few shots of Magneto, Gambit, and Steve Rogers all listening. All of them look a little bit beat up in these images. Magneto has his arm in a sling. Next, we get a wide shot of Doom in his throne room, standing in front of a large tapestry. This tapestry shows Earth and his wife and son above it, or what we assume to be his wife and son. Now, in the comics, when Doom builds his own world, he takes Sue as his wife and the Richards kids as his own. Close up of his eyes, you can see how green they are. That tapestry showing what we believe is either his wife and child, or it could be his mother and himself. Next is a panning shot of Namor, Shang-Chi, Shuri, and Baku, and US Agent all looking at a shadowy figure. If you look in the corner here, as this shot goes by, there is somebody standing here. I'm thinking it might be Steve Rogers, but it could be somebody else completely. Close up of Thor sitting there thinking, listening. At first thought, I thought this could be Avengers Tower because of the curve, but if you look at the floor in the background, then it more or less confirms that this is Doom's Latvian castle. Notice the red gem in the shoulder buckle, and then not to mention you got the witches that were revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. There's definitely one behind them here in this shot. The witches are the Black Swan. Now, who are the Black Swan? In the comics, the Black Swans were a devoted cult of powerful, multiversal saviors who worshipped a mysterious masked figure known only as Rabbum Allah. Believing him to be a savior, they were recruited to carry out his will across the multiverse, destroying entire worlds in his name without ever knowing the true face behind the mask. These witches, they're the Black Swan. Now, next we get this wide shot of a devastated New York City. Everything is completely destroyed. Buildings are crumbling, smoke billowing up from the sky, but you can clearly see in this shot here, this is Central Park in New York City. Put a pin in this, because later on in the spoiler section, we got a little bit more to talk about this. Next, we get a close-up of Reed Richards speaking of Victor.
Victor, did you do this?
Doom looking back at him with those green eyes. I like these close-up shots and the close look of the mask. You can actually see a little bit of rusting and weathering around the rivets on his mask. It's pretty awesome. We get a side view of Scott Lang kissing his daughter Cassie on the forehead. They look sad or worried in this shot, and I'm thinking this could be leading up towards the final events of the film. Now, this bright shot, if you pay attention, it's already bright at the beginning, but it gets brighter by the end of the shot. And this is Johnny Storm holding Franklin Richard. And it kind of feels like the end. Johnny is beat up and he has this look of defeat. Franklin holding him tight in his arm as the frame brightens. And I'm thinking this could be the very end of the film when the multiverse collapses. And it would make sense too for Johnny and Franklin to both get caught in this final incursion. Because in the comics, after Doom creates Battleworld, he takes Sue as his wife, and both Franklin and Valeria Richards as his children. Johnny, however, well, Johnny became the son of Battleworld. Next, we get some quick cuts, all while in the background, Doom is saying,
"All of you have lived stolen lives. Now you must give them back."
and we see Charles Xavier, Magneto with a look of pure terror on his face and a tear rolling down. Pin this also for the spoiler section at the end. We got more to talk about. Steve Rogers holding his baby. This is from the Christmas promotion. And same with this. Love looking up at Thor. This is also from the Christmas time, those 4 trailers that they dropped around Christmas last year. Next is Loki in a dark room next to this curtained window. And many have speculated that this could be in Steve Rogers' house, but put a pin in this. We got more to talk about this one as well once we hit the spoiler section. Group shot of Shuri, Ghost, and Falcon all looking worried, and Cyclops looking badly beaten, bloody, with fire and Sentinels behind him. Pin this one for the spoiler section. Now, this is probably one of my favorite shots out of the entire trailer. It's a far shot with a large tower in the background. Doom bursts from the window and lands with power. I mean, he comes slamming down on the ground, but he's wearing a different armor. If you look close, this is the same armor that they just revealed at D23, that has a friendlier looking face on the mask. And I believe that this is at that same battle because we see this same tower in another shot in this trailer. And this is right before he reveals, or it is revealed, that Doom is the bad guy. Reed can be heard yelling at Doom, and Reed is pulling at Doom's collar. "Answer me, Victor. Did you do this?" Thor flies in, landing on the battlefield, and begins his walk towards Doom. Thor says,
"I swear, you will beg for hell long before I grant it."
Stormbreaker starts to flicker with lightning. Thor leaps into the air, Stormbreaker in hand, throwing a storm of lightning. Thor slams down towards Doom and swings his axe, going straight for the head this time. Now, if you pay attention in this shot, it's almost as if Thor is swinging this axe in slow motion, and I don't know if this is Doom's magic slowing him down, but it also reminds me of those dreams.
Have you ever had those dreams where you're in a fight with somebody and you're trying to hit them, but it's like every time you try and hit, it's in slow motion?
That's the feeling that I got from this shot here. Doom stops Thor with 2 fingers. Absolutely epic. And you can see the runes on his gloves. I think that that's going to have something to do with his, maybe a protection spell, because clearly he's able to block the God of Thunder's most powerful attack. Thor's in absolute shock. He can't believe what's happening here. He thought he was going to take him out with one swing, and just absolutely decimates his attack. Null and void, not passing go. Close up of Doom's face, looking straight at Thor. We get a wide shot. Doom rips the axe from Thor and tosses it aside. Doom raises one hand and conjures what seems to be very little magic, to be honest, and throws Thor across the battlefield into a statue with ease. Screen goes black and we hear Doom.
"Hell answers to me."
Doom slams his hand on the ground with magic. The green magic ripples out across the ground, and the wreckage of 2 Sentinels begin to come alive. You can see the magic in their eyes, glowing green. Then finally, a wider shot. At least 7 Sentinels stand up with Doom in the center. As he turns around, he raises his arms, finishing,
"For I am Doom."
In the comics, the mask finally comes off because Rabam Alal was Doom all along. He built the cult, played the savior, and sent the Black Swans to burn worlds across the multiverse. Also, he could clear the way and seize the power to remake reality in his image. Cut to the Avengers Doomsday logo. Cut to the Avengers Doomsday logo, and we pan out to get the date and the countdown. Now, yesterday I was predicting across social media that we would get this trailer when this countdown said 0403020100, but if you watch at the end of the trailer, we get 043200. What a lost opportunity, I'm just saying. Now, for the spoiler section, the next segment is going to have potential spoilers in it based on speculation and rumors, and if If you don't want to know anything else going forward, back out now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. For the rest of you, let's jump right into the spoiler section. Now, if we go back to that destroyed city shot, it's long been rumored that this movie's going to open with the X-Men during an incursion, actively in battle against another world. This is that other world. And I believe this is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man reality. And this is what either what the X-Men has done to them, or this is the effects of the incursion itself. I almost wonder if this couldn't also be the X-Men reality, and this is the result of multiple incursions. But let me know in the comments down below, which reality do you think that this world is in? Is this Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, or is this somewhere else? Now this shot, we got Magneto looking absolutely terrified, or sad, or upset, and he has a tear coming down one eye. This could be when they have to destroy Tobey Maguire's reality, when they have to destroy that Spider-Man world. Ultimately, they're not happy with what they must do. It's either they destroy this other world or both of their worlds are destroyed. So they do what they feel they must do. And I think it's starting to wear on them, and it's starting to take a toll, and we're gonna see that. We think Loki is in Steve's house here, moving them from one reality to another. The rumor is this is Loki between season 1 and season 2, and he convinces Mobius to move Steve and Peggy before the TVA prunes them, arguing that this is what Mobius once did for Loki before, giving him second chances. And if anyone deserves a second chance, it's them. They move Steve and Peggy to a reality where they don't exist, thinking it will not create a Nexus event. Little did they know instead, it created something much worse, an incursion. And finally, this shot here, Cyclops. I've heard rumors that he's not going to fare well in this movie, and this is what I think could be his final moments. This is right before he removes his visor. He's beat down. His face is all bloody. He's broken. He's lost so much at this point. And he removes his visor, and he goes into that ultimate optic blast that we got in the Christmas promotion. And I think he gets stepped on. Like right after this, he's going to get stepped on by one of the Sentinels. And that's it for Cyclops. And moving on. He'll be done. Probably we'll get it. Maybe we'll get him back in Secret Wars. Not 100% sure, but I do like the outfit. And that's my breakdown on Avengers Doomsday special look trailer. Doom on the throne, Thor humbled with 2 fingers, and a Sentinel army answering to a man who calls himself a god. If you're riding with any of these theories, or if you think that I am way off, drop it down in the comments and let me know all about it. Smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And ring that bell so you don't miss the next one. Until then, I'm Freddy Von Doom. This has been F&A Presents, and I'll see you in the next one.
You're listening to F&A Presents Boom Shakalaka.